All right, everybody. Today we're going to talk about something I get asked multiple times a week. And I understand why, as there are billions of people working with type 2 diabetics who are promising reversal without even asking questions. Okay? So in order to get to is reversible possible, let's first define what reversibility means. So reversibility in type 2 diabetes means an A1C under 6.5 for 3 months or more without the need for glucose lowering medication. So if we look at is reversibility possible, we can look at 3 fantastic trials that were done on a good number of people. So if we look at the direct trials, the look ahead trials, and the Diadem 1 trials, we can see that reversibility is possible in about 50% of the population. That was done with pretty extreme lifestyle modification. It did center around weight loss. For those who needed weight loss, that's a big factor. But we found that in pre-diabetics, in diabetics, especially those diagnosed in the last 6 years, had the greatest success. Past 6 years, although reversal was not impossible, it does become much more difficult. So when they looked at people in these trials and they modified their lifestyle, they really worked at identifying what things in life were affecting or elevating their blood sugar levels. We also have studies that show us that carnivore, keto, vegan, vegetarian, all work. We have studies that show that one works and lowers blood sugar, and we have a study that shows the other works and lowers blood sugar. We have the most evidence that the best diet is the one you'll stick to. So choosing a very restrictive lifestyle in order to change your blood sugar might give you fantastic results in the short term, but if it's not sustainable, how can you ever keep yourself in reversal or remission without heading back into symptomatic type 2 levels? We also know in that group, 6 years or longer, that even if remission is not possible, remission reversal is not possible, lowering your blood glucose levels lowers your risk for secondary complication. So in essence, you jump on board, you start identifying your triggers, you start making the lifestyle changes. The worst that could happen if you can't reverse your diabetes is you improve your long-term health and your long-term goals. So what does this mean when you also hear that type 2 diabetes is chronic and progressive? When left without lifestyle modification and change and only relying on medical intervention, type 2 diabetes is chronic and progressive. It is also the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. That's scary, right? But we've also got those trials that show us that you can, in fact, take control of your blood sugar. So if chronic and progressive scares you, do something about it. Because if we know that we can reverse it, and we know that we can reduce our numbers, but we also know that statistically it's considered chronic and progressive, that's on us. And I say us. As a type 1 diabetic of 30 years, I live this every day right alongside you. I understand the fear, the frustration, the burnout, the fatigue. I get it all. But I implore you, find a way, find change, find control. We do know pre-diabetic, less than 6 years, a 50% chance of remission. Okay, that's huge. But we also know that if left unchecked, it's considered chronic and progressive. It doesn't have to be. Now I'm gonna follow this up with, if you hear this and you wanna leave a nasty comment, go ahead and leave it. But I want you to look inward and figure out why this is making you angry. This is science, this is not opinion. It can be reversed, it can be managed, or it can be chronic and progressive. And the choice is yours. Make the right choice. If you need help, I am a type 2 diabetes coach. Reach out. I can help you get there. There's information all over the internet. Take what you can with a grain of salt. Don't believe wild claims. Wild claims are likely untrue. And also watch for the people trying to sell you a supplement. It probably isn't going to do what they say. So please find your triggers, change your life, change your health. We all deserve good health. Have a good one, everyone.